All right, Shavar, this day's finally come. Just what's this moment, this whole day been like? I know you signed early, but just to have friends and everybody here, family, it's got to be awesome.
It's a blessing. I'm real grateful, to have the opportunity to continue my career at the next level. I'm real supportive of this community, how they came to support me. I love the way they came out here. You see all these people that came out just supporting me. It means a lot to me.
I know you went all across the country and you looked at all kinds of different schools. What led you to Clemson and what led you to stay at Clemson? Because I know some other schools came after you.
So the first one made me commit, the family atmosphere. It's real family oriented, and I feel like a real tight-knit community. And I feel like I can thrive on and off the field. I fit what they do in the scheme. And I say after these past couple months, and I was thinking about flipping. I know I had to sit down, I had to talk with my family and my grandma. She prayed over it, and the next day I slept on it, and I felt there was something right in my heart. I talked to God, and I feel like this is where He wanted me to be.
Yeah, what are some of the kind of harder moments of the recruiting process for young guys who might be watching this video and going through it in a year or two? I mean, what are the harder times like?
I say the hardest times is when other guys, you see other guys blowing up and you just trying to get something started. I feel like everyone has their own path. Time will come. Just keep your head down, keep working. Pray to God. Everybody's path is different.
This is the first signing day that I've ever been to in 20-something years doing this. We're giving out free T-shirts.
Yes.
Was that your idea, your mom's idea, or what?
It's my mom's idea. I went along with it. I like it because I'm real. They came out here supporting me, so why not give it back to them?
Yeah, for sure. When do you report, and kind of what are you doing in the meantime to kind of get ready for that?
I report January the 4th. In the meantime, I'm gonna try to study the playbook. I'm also working out, trying to stay in shape before I get up there.
For, say, a quarterback who's on offense studying the playbook, it might be difficult. What's it like for somebody who's going to play defensive back in college? Is it foreign to you? Is it strange? You have to have help to kind of decipher it all, or no?
So I actually haven't got the playbook yet.
Okay.
So I'll probably get it either later tonight or tomorrow. But from what I heard, it's basically so many coverages you can run. You just knowing where your help is at and where you blitzing from if you on the blitz. And where you got help at. Either you got post safety or you got linebacker dropping underneath in the flats. So that's the main part, just knowing that.
I know you've always worked hard and had a great work ethic, but when you talk to college guys or guys who used to be in college or in pros, what do they advise you on in terms of the level that it's going to take to go in there and make an impact right away physically?
Physically?
Yeah.
I say the main part physically is taking care of your body. I also hear a lot of guys taking care of their body. They got cold tanks and all that. Make sure you're doing that after every practice. And I feel like the main part, going there and play early, really comes off the field. What you study and understanding the playbook. Because that's when I talk to guys like the freshmen that come in and play. The main part is just knowing the playbook, getting your feet wet.
Years ago, I didn't know if you would be a basketball player in college or a football player in college. Was football always your first choice?
Nah, I wanted to be a basketball player growing up. But I realized I wasn't going to be tall enough to be no basketball player. And I feel like football came easy to me. I also worked on football more when I was younger, I would say. But when those middle school years, I started working on basketball with Dre, getting up at 6 a.m. Every morning. I was actually top 25 in the country in basketball in my younger days.
Last thing with you, and I know I texted you about this. I know your senior year didn't go that great like you wanted to, wins and losses wise, but it seemed like no matter what you were called upon to do, you kind of gave it your full effort, whether on offense, defense, or whatever. Where did that drive come from and that ability to be selfless and put the team ahead of your own needs?
I feel like I owed that to these guys, the senior class, we all came together, we bonded real tight. And I feel like I also owed it to my younger teammates, setting the example. I'm a real selfless person, I'll just do what's best for the team. And I feel like the coaches, they put me in the right position to do that.
The Film Room is presented by Smart Bank. Play smart, bank smart. Smart Bank. For more information, visit smartbank.com.